Today we're going to talk about fueling your body for exercise in order to get the best performance. Obviously the most important thing is to make sure you've got a good diet all of the time. You're eating a good number of meals with your low glycemic, like slow release carbohydrates, enough protein, the right sorts of fats and fruit and veg. So assuming you're having the right sort of food intake at the right meals, the most important thing is to make sure that you're well hydrated for exercise. Again, we have another video on this, so please watch that. So assuming you've got everything else in check, what can you do for an exercise session or a sports match or game to make sure that you've got enough fuel to get through that workout for optimal performance? Your meal before the workout should be great, but you don't want to have it too soon before, so you feel bloated, it's sitting on your tummy, and you quite frankly feel sick during the workout. So make sure there's enough time between. So because of that, you might want to top up with a little bit of food. Now the best sort of foods to have half an hour or so before a workout are the low glycemic carbohydrate foods. These are your the slow release carbs, like oats or granary bread or sweet potatoes or whole wheat pasta or basmati rice, things like that. But obviously you don't want too much because you don't want to fill yourself up too much. So just have a snack half an hour before based on these. You might want a little bit of protein in there as well, but again, not too much to fill you up. However, the best time to fuel for a workout is actually not before that workout, it's after the previous workout. You've just trained. Your muscles are completely fatigued. That's the time that if you take on some good food, they're going to soak up all the energy for the next workout. And so they're going to take on bigger amounts than perhaps they would normally, and they'll fill up with the glycogen. That's the storage form of carbohydrate that we have in muscles. So you'll have optimal energy for next time you train. And after workout, this is the one time you can actually get away with having a little bit of sugar or sugary foods or the high glycemic foods. Again, to learn more about the glycemic index, please see the carbohydrate video on Huel YouTube channel. And if you have these high GI carbs, they'll get to the muscle, so they'll be digested and absorbed and get to the muscle a lot quicker than the slow release carbs. Now, this could be in the form of some sugary snack, but make sure there's no other junk there as well. You know, a little bit of sugar is okay. Or there are some carbohydrate powders out there which are great, some especially formulated powders for refueling after a workout. These are great, but that's not for everyone. If you're just a recreational gym user or recreational sports people, you don't want to be going out buying carb powders all the time. So in this case, you might be okay with having some oats as porridge with a bit of sugar in afterwards, a small amount of oats, or in an oat shake with water or milk. Just get something down you straight away after, some carbohydrates. That will fuel you for next time, and that's the best thing you can do. And what about protein? Well, protein, you do need protein in order to get the best from the exercise you do, but it's not so essential for actually the fueling. Protein is needed for building the muscles, repairing the muscles. But so if you're doing hard exercise, having a bit of protein afterwards is great. This is where the porridge comes in again, made with the skim milk. It could be a good idea to get some protein in. If you're training hard, not just in the gym, but you're doing regular exercise, then some protein will be helpful for repairing the muscles and building the muscles, making them stronger, but you don't actually need protein to energize the workout. So having a bit of protein after training is great, but you don't need a lot unless you're, a bodybuilder where you perhaps could do with a bit more, in which case there's protein supplements available. But for recreational sports people, just a bit of protein is fine. And if you're having porridge, like I said earlier, a porridge made with skim milk, there's a bit of protein in there, is probably enough. Remember that oats contain some protein as well. Fats. Well, fats, you just need a good intake of fat all the time, of the right sort of fat, not the bad fats, of course, to make sure you've got plenty of fuel. If you're really into hard training and things, there are certain fats you can take. These are the medium chain triglycerides, MCTs, and we're going to be talking more about those in a future video, so look out for that. They are types of fat, so they're full of energy like the fats, but they're absorbed and treated a little bit more like carbohydrates in the body. MCTs are more for the elite or more super enthusiastic amongst you. You need plenty of fibre, but you should be getting that all the time. Fruit and veg is great. You need to make sure you've got the right vitamins and minerals. don't get too hung up on this. Bananas are a great source because they've got the mixture of different types of carbs, and they're also packed with certain vitamins and minerals like potassium. So yeah, some people like a banana to, half an hour before a workout because it doesn't sit on your tummy too much. That's the main reason. Okay, so the main points are: make sure you've got a good diet all the time with a good intake of the right sort of foods, as discussed in the other videos. Make sure you're well hydrated. That's really important. That's the most important thing. Make sure you've got the right intake of carbohydrates, and by right I mean you've got the low glycemic carbs at the appropriate meals, and you have some sort of half an hour or so before training, and you have some more high GI foods possibly after training. Make sure you're including some protein in your diet, but it's not the be all and end all for energy levels. And of course, make sure you're including fruit and veg so you've got all the vitamins and minerals you need to have a good workout. Hope you've enjoyed this video again, Huelers, and I'll see you in the next video. Meanwhile, check the others on the Huel channel on YouTube.